My hair is looking crazy. I just got off of a flight and like I have to go to my mama's house because she had ordered some stuff and she had COVID. She was gonna come to my house and watch my dog, and she had ordered some stuff to my house, so now it's here and I think she has COVID, so I have to go bring it to her house. And like on this flight there was these two people sitting behind me that just would not stop with these shenanigans. I have not slept in, it has to be at least 48 hours at this point. It gotta be at least 48 hours at this point. And the people were just going on and on and on and on, but it has startled me. Like, it woke me up out of my sleep. Like, I think I have slept for maybe 2 hours of this flight, and it startled me. It woke me up out of my sleep how loud they were being. And I don't know what they were talking about, obviously, because I was freaking sleeping. But all of a sudden, I hear, you know, like, whatever end of their conversation, and they're talking about, I think, politics or something. And they're just carrying on this long conversation. And I'm like, oh my God. And so, you know, jolted awake. And I'm like, I'm going to just go to the bathroom. And I politely asked the people at the row, like, hey, can I get out? And I go to the bathroom and I come back to my seat. And I'm like, okay, they're still going on with this conversation. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go down, you know, grab my headphones, just watch a movie. Maybe they'll stop and I can like get back to sleep or like whatever. Just put my headphones on. They keep going and I can hear them over my headphones. I'm like, that's weird. These people are being loud. Like, what is going on with these people? I don't want to wear socks. They're being loud. I'm like, can y'all be quiet? I really want to go back to sleep. I've been up for hours. I tell you, hours. I've been up for so long. Like, please be quiet. And so to the point where I start recording, like, or timing them, like, how long are these people really gonna just be talking for? Like, oh my God, I tell you, I know so much about these people. This lady works at Meta. She's a sound engineer at Meta. Her son's father sold himself for drugs and prostituted his body for drugs, and that's why her son is not allowed to have contact with the father. And the other lady and the husband live in San Francisco across from the Ferry Building, and they're just so tired of all the homeless people in San Francisco, and it's just bothering them so much, and it's just so inconsiderate of, you know, the city is going to downhill. And, you know, oh my God, they like the finer things in life. And their son's car was stolen out of their driveway when she was living in the North Oakland Hills. They lived in such a nice area of Oakland. Oh, they couldn't even live in a bad area of Oakland. And so now they live in Concord because, they just had to move. And their house is $4,500 and all of this stuff. And why do I know these things about this person? Why, you ask? Why would I know these things about this person? I don't freaking know. I shouldn't know any of these things about this person, right? There's no conceivable reason why I know any of this stuff about these people that work for public companies I have recording of them too, because I was just over the freaking moon of how irritated I was with their political opinions about homelessness and the reason why these people who are not from California, none of them, they're from Ohio. None of them are from California, but they're just so up in arms about the homelessness problem in California. Well, maybe if you people who aren't from here go back to where you're from and stop like upping the housing prices and then getting mad about the homelessness and not serving the community of the people who live here. Maybe if you would leave your high penthouse in the Ferry Building and go and like help the homeless people and stop like, oh, they're ruining San Francisco when you're from Ohio and go and like help them and serve them and like try to like understand that people here have mental health problems, and like, oh my God, the cost of housing is going crazy in California. And maybe because you work at Meta, you have like all this money, and that the people that live in San Francisco don't work at Meta, and that the people from here and from California don't have these jobs, and that these places that are stationed here in California are hiring outside of California, so that the local residents here can't afford to actually live here. And so then you're coming here and you're being like, oh, it sucks to live here, and we want the finer things in life. And I'm sitting in like the part of the plane where you have to pay for the seats because I had like a bumped flight, and you know, where you're like standby and like whatever. And so it's like the extra leg room, and I'm like in that part of the plane, and they're just, oh my God, it was like the context of their conversation was so mind-boggling to me that they didn't understand. So of course, at this point, my row, the row across from me, the row across from them, the row behind them, and the row behind them, all of us, everyone in the general vicinity, were tired of hearing them talk. And it wasn't about what they were talking about. It was because they were being so loud, like so loud. And we all, like, the person next to me, we all thought it was funny. Like, you're a sound engineer, and you're a sound engineer, and you don't understand that you're being so loud in a small plane, in a small container, like in a plane where we're all trying to like sleep, and over my headphones, over the headphones that I'm trying to watch a movie, you literally are talking so loud that I can hear about your child's father and your custody battles and all of these things. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So it wasn't even like the content of what they were talking about, it was the context. Right? So apparently like 6 of us had complained to the flight attendant, and they had already been told once. Like, I rang the call bell. So in front of them, told them like, hey, these people woke me up out of my sleep and are continuing to do this for like a half an hour, have been talking. And she was like, yeah, I know it's been more than a half an hour. I'm going to tell them to stop. Then they start going in that they're white, that they're from white trash families. The girl from Meta said that her family's the Klan. She's from a family of Klan people. Oh my God. So that's who works at Meta. Huh. Like, self-proclaimed. Like, great. Love that for us. And she's going on and on. So I'm like, I'm literally, you have already been told, and you cannot stop yourself. You just can't stop yourself. You guys just think that you're just going to keep going. So I go in the back and I tell them again, and I record them this time. So I have a recording of them like doing this. Record them this time. And is there someone at my door? Record them this time and tell them like, hey, this is literally like what they're saying right now. And they're talking about this super inappropriate stuff. They've been already told to stop. So they go and get the male flight attendant. I go back to my seat, and the male flight attendant comes up, and the male flight attendant is like, is there going to be a problem here? And me and the person next to me are like, well, we don't know, to be determined. And he's like, well, you need to keep it down for the rest of the flight. And we're like, oh, no, sir. That's the people behind us. And he's like, oh, I am so sorry. And he goes to the people behind us and he goes, did you hear everything that I just said? Because you're going to need to keep it down. And the lady that doesn't work for Meta, the other lady, the one who lives in the Ferry building, goes, well, what was being said that we need to know about? And he was like, well, mostly the drugs and the other stuff that you're talking about that doesn't need to be talked about on the plane. And she goes, we weren't talking about drugs. We don't do drugs. We don't do drugs. We don't do drugs. And he's like, nobody said that you do drugs. Well, I'm a teacher and we don't do drugs. Like, she started freaking out, and it's like, ma'am, it's like you do drugs. Like, why are you hyperventilating right now? Why are you seeming like you do drugs right now? You getting all fucking mad. You getting all hyperventilating and mad about you seeming like you do drugs right now. Getting all up in her feelings. And he's like, I said to stop talking about it. Keep it down. So then the lady who worked for Meta, so funny, was like, the one lady goes, well, babies on planes make noise all the time and they're loud and that's allowed and people don't get upset about that. And the lady at Meta goes, I mean, they're babies, they can't control yourself and you're an adult, so like you can, and we only have an hour left. And he said he's gonna call ground control, so like we should just stop. And she was like, and she kept going until her husband like had to yell at her, and he was like, stop it, knock it off, because like we're gonna get in ground control. Like, lady, everyone has to yell at you for you to stop? Like, you literally have to be yelled at like to stop? Oh my god, it was lit. After 48 hours of not sleeping, I just did not want to be in public no more. And I could not. It literally could have been about the color of oranges. Like, you could have been talking about why bananas are better than apples. Nobody would have cared. It's the fact that you're screaming on a plane. Like, be quiet. They tell you on a plane, literally go next time, try to watch a YouTube video on a plane. Try it. Watch this YouTube video. Watch any YouTube video. Go try to listen to any song on a plane on your phone without headphones. Oh, they gonna shut that shit down quick. They gonna shut it down quick. You cannot cause disturbances on a plane. You cannot listen to stuff. You cannot be loud on a plane. So you sitting there talking and doing all that and being loud on a plane, that's not allowed. To disturb other people, you being loud and woke me up out of my sleep, like, and are disturbing all other people. And the funniest part is when they stopped talking, you could literally hear silence. Nobody else was talking on the plane. There was no other sounds on the plane. They were being so loud. Like, I just don't understand some people. I just don't understand some people. So then the lady started reading the signs and throwing a fit and being all like super loud. Like, girl, you finna get the air marshal call on you just because you want to have a fit. Longest flight ever. Longest flight ever.